What's up, Faith family? Jarvis God and the Void Jarvis YT here, and welcome back to another Diecast review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Hot Wheels 1986 Toyota van from the 2023 Hot Wheels J Imports line of cars. Now, funnily enough, this isn't the first van that we reviewed on this show. I think the last time that we've covered a van on the show was in my Vanster review from I think season 4 or season 5, and it did surprisingly well, which is honestly still a shock because I didn't know that people were that interested in Hot Wheels vans. While I don't think that this van really lives up to the Vanster, and even in my Vanster review, I wasn't particularly nice to it. I was very lukewarm on it. I do think that this is a pretty decent effort, and I think a lot of the painting work on here is very commendable, even if the overall build quality doesn't feel the best on this thing. So actually, let's address that right now. What do I not like about the build quality? The Toyota van just feels sort of light for what should be a heavy duty diecast. You know what I mean? It should just feel a lot heavier. The weight of this should compare to something like Tail Dragger, which is notorious for being a very heavy cast, but it just doesn't. This feels lighter than something like the Lucid Air. You could, like, if you hold both of them in your hands, you can actually feel that the Lucid Air, which is supposed to be a sedan, and sedans are typically lighter than vans, is actually heavier than the 1986 Toyota van. That's incredibly strange to me, and I think it just has to do with the fact that there's a plastic base and not a metal one, which is a huge mistake. And I think that contributes heavily to the lightweight feel of this. And also inside, it's all plastic, absolutely no metal, nothing to weigh it down. The lightweight feel of this van really just leads to feeling cheap. And I hate to say that because the painting is honestly pretty good on this. Like the detailing and painting, you have a really nice retro color combination here that just stripes all the way around the van. Very cool. You have the Toyota nameplate on the back, Hot Wheels license plate, decently done backlights, and you have a Toyota logo type up here with two headlights that have the suggestion of detail. I mean, they're not painted, but they do have a adequate enough suggestion of detail. I mean, this is a near Matchbox level quality in terms of design, but man, when it comes down to it, the build quality just isn't there. And I hate to say it, but this diecast just feels ruined by that shoddy build quality. And I hate to say it because this is, again, the designs are really excellent on it, but it can't even hold a candle to something like the Vanster. And it's sad that I even have to say that. But either way, in terms of recommendations, if you're really interested in Toyota vans, then this would be the perfect car for you. I mean, not just Toyota vans even. I mean, just classic Toyotas in general. I mean, this seems like a pretty perfect epitome of Toyota vehicles from the 80s. So I think it'd be completely appropriate if you were into that stuff. But for the general diecast audience, I don't know, man. The build quality just doesn't, match up to what you would expect from something like this. It really should be heavier, and the windows, shouldn't feel as flimsy as they do, but that's just how the van is. So if you're willing to put up with that, I mean, then that's on you. But this really doesn't appeal to anybody outside of a very select group of diecast collectors. But I will add that this is a 2023 vehicle. So you're not going to have a very hard time finding this. It's from a current year line of cars. So, I mean, yeah, it's not going to hurt you too much if you buy it from the store. But I'm just saying, there might be other diecast cars that pique your interest. So I'd say look at those. And if you don't find anything better than this, then pick this up. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about the Hot Wheels 1986 Toyota van from the 2023 Hot Wheels J Imports line of cars. I've been your host, Jarvis Gotten. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to stick around for more diecast content. And as always, giggity giggity, giggity goo. Stick around.